Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. And
Mm,
today we're going to be talking about something that I think a lot of us struggle with,
absolutely.
and that is fear.
Fear,
But not just any fear.
right?
We're talking about the fear of failure.
That's right.
And we're going to be talking about it in the context of this really great quote that I found
Okay.
from Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
Oh, yeah, The Alchemist. Yeah.
There's only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure.
Oh, I love that quote.
I love that quote too.
But it's so simple,
Yeah,
but it's so powerful.
right.
And I think it really cuts to the heart of what we're talking about today.
Yeah, it really does.
And it's something that I think we all experience at some point in our lives.
Yeah.
We have these dreams.
Yeah.
We have these goals.
Absolutely.
And we're so afraid of failing
Yeah.
that we don't even try.
You don't even take that first step. And, it's interesting because I think that fear of failure, it can manifest in so many different ways.
Oh, absolutely.
It can be, like you said, it can stop us from even starting something.
Right.
Or it can be that voice in our head that tells us we're not good enough
Yes.
or that we're going to mess up.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be really debilitating.
It is. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
You're so afraid of failing that you actually end up failing
Exactly.
because you're not giving yourself a chance to succeed.
Right.
And I think it's so important to remember
Yeah.
that failure is a part of life.
Right.
It's how we learn.
It's how we grow.
Yeah,
It's how we become better.
absolutely.
And so I think the key is to not be afraid of failure,
Right.
but to embrace it
Embrace it.
as a learning opportunity.
Exactly.
And to use it to our advantage.
And, I think a lot of times we get so caught up in this idea of like perfection
Right.
that we forget that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be perfect.
Absolutely.
And in fact, I think sometimes our mistakes are our greatest teachers.
They really are.
They show us what we need to work on.
Yeah.
They show us where we need to improve,
Absolutely.
and they help us to grow.
And so as we're kind of
Yeah.
thinking about this idea
Mhm.
of the fear of failure,
Yeah.
what are some things that we can do
Yeah, that's a great question.
to kind of overcome that fear?
Well, I think first of all, it's important to just acknowledge the fear.
Okay.
Don't try to pretend it's not there.
Right.
Because it is.
It is.
And it's okay to be afraid. It's
Yep.
a natural human emotion.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
once you've acknowledged the fear,
Yeah.
you can start to challenge it.
Okay. How do we do that?
Well, you can ask yourself some questions like,
Uh,
what's the worst that could happen?
Right.
And if the worst did happen, how would I deal with it?
Okay.
And what are the chances of the worst actually happening?
That's great advice.
And, I think it's also helpful to reframe your thinking about failure.
Okay.
Instead of seeing it as a negative thing,
Yeah.
see it as a positive thing.
Okay.
See it as an opportunity to learn and grow.
As a stepping stone.
Exactly, as a stepping stone.
And so as we're kind of wrapping up
yeah.
this deep dive
Mm-hmm.
into the fear of failure.
I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
What dream are you putting off because of fear?
What if you knew?
If you knew that failure wasn't an option,
What would you do?
what bold move would you make?
That's a great question for everyone to consider.
It is.
And I think it's important to remember that even small steps
Absolutely.
taken with courage.
Can lead to incredible outcomes.
So don't be afraid to take that first step.
And don't be afraid to fail.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.